football players are friends? Think again. In the world of football, things aren't all hugs and high fives. One player stole his teammate's wife, another almost put a legend in the hospital, and another lost a whopping $17 million, all because of a personal vendetta. These footballers didn't just go for the ball, they went for the jugular. When Neymar joined Paris Saint-Germain, PSG, it was supposed to be the dream team. Neymar, the Brazilian Samba King, joined forces with Kylian Mbappe, the French wonder kid. Together, they were like the peanut butter and jelly of football. But then came the plot twist. They started fighting over who gets to be the top dog. At first, things were golden. They celebrated goals like besties, laughed off the pitch, and even made commercials where they looked like the best duo since Batman and Robin. But then Mbappe started scoring goals like he was playing FIFA on beginner mode, and suddenly, Neymar was looking like the third wheel at a party where nobody told him it was a +1 event. It all came to a head when Mbappe stole Neymar's thunder by becoming PSG's penalty taker. Now, Neymar had a pretty decent reason to be upset, scored 89 penalties, missing only 15. Meanwhile, Mbappe has missed 7 out of 36. That's like having a friend who brags about being good at math, but still uses a calculator to count to 10. But when Mbappe missed a penalty during a game, Neymar had enough. He was like, "I'm not passing you the ball, dude." Then, when Neymar stepped up for a penalty, he drilled it in like it was his own personal revenge mission. That smile? It wasn't a goal celebration, it was a taunt. And the tension didn't stop there. Rumor has it they nearly came to blows in the locker room. Imagine the two of the world's best players fighting like siblings over who gets the front seat on a road trip. Neymar even demanded to leave the club, and just like that, one of the greatest super teams in football history was in tatters. Who knew one penalty could destroy a dynasty? Now, let's talk about Erling Haaland, the Viking who came to destroy. This man is not just about scoring goals, he's about scoring goals with a side of vengeance. Haaland's hatred all started when he was a little kid watching his dad, Alfie Haaland, play for Manchester City. Alfie was a tough player, a real fan favorite.
For 8 years I wasn't injured. Coincidence or not, that was my last 90 minutes in England. So is that a coincidence or isn't it?
Fast forward a few years, and Erling Haaland isn't just a footballer, he's a revenge machine.
Which team are you most looking forward to playing against?
Gotta be, Yeah, I have to say, I don't like to say the word, but Manchester United, yeah.
But Haaland wasn't done. He went on to win one of the biggest tournaments of the year and held up the trophy in front of United's fans like he was flexing at the gym. "Look at me, I'm better than you." Haaland's hatred turned him into a football legend. I guess sometimes revenge really is the best motivation. Now, let's talk about a footballer who didn't just get caught up in a rivalry, he got caught up in a crime. That's right, Karim Benzema. Back in 2015, Benzema got tangled up in one of the most bizarre blackmail scandals ever. It all started with his teammate, Mathieu Valbuena, and, well, a sex tape. Yeah, you read that right. Valbuena was being blackmailed by criminals who threatened to leak his private video unless he paid them off.
"He's not taking this seriously. Do not worry. He has no choice. I'll make him understand. He will pay."
So, he turned to his teammates for help.
Real Madrid forward Karim Benzema has been found guilty of complicity in the attempted blackmail of former France teammate Mathieu Valbuena over a sex tape and sentenced to a 1-year suspended jail term by a court.
Getting involved in something this petty? You're a football legend, not a soap opera villain. As a result, Benzema lost his spot on the French national team, and his reputation took a huge hit. If you thought money couldn't buy you problems, think again. When Cristiano Ronaldo returned to Manchester United, he expected to be treated like royalty. But instead, he met Erik ten Hag, a manager with rules stricter than a teacher at Hogwarts. Ten Hag banned Ronaldo's personal chefs, which, I don't know about you, but that's basically the equivalent of banning someone from breathing, and banned supercars from the training ground. Ronaldo's face? You can imagine it. Not happy. Then came the moment that almost made Ronaldo explode. He was benched for a key match against Manchester City. Ronaldo, being Ronaldo, wasn't about to just sit on the bench and take it. He walked out of the stadium like a boss, leaving his manager and fans in shock. He later went on a rant, saying, Ten Hag has no respect for me.
I'm not hiding that the empathy with the coach is not good. I'm honest.
You don't have a good relationship with him.
I'm not mean good relationship. The empathy is not good, let's say.
Do you think he respects you?
I think he don't respect the way I should deserve. But it is what it is. This is why probably the game against Tottenham I left.
Well, I want to come to these two games. So against Manchester City, where United got destroyed, he didn't bring you on. He brought on other strikers, but didn't bring you on. And I felt insulted on your behalf. I was like, well, surely against Manchester City, if you're losing this badly and you've got the greatest player of all time sitting there, you at least give him some time, don't you? But he didn't. And he said afterwards the reason was he had too much respect for you. He wanted to respect you. When you heard him say that, what did you think?
Excuses. I see as excuses. I sell many things that I don't wanna criticize him. He can have different opinion than me, that they choose the players that I think is better for the team. I respect that. But the excuses all the time, the excuses have short legs. You cannot excuse all the time, which is things that don't make sense. Okay, you don't put me against Manchester City because of respect of your career, and you want to put me 3 minutes against Tottenham.
Well, that's the thing. So you then played Tottenham.
Don't make sense.
Moment Kevin De Bruyne versus Thibaut Courtois. De Bruyne and Courtois were once besties. They played together for Belgium and were like peas in a pod until Kevin's wife slid into Courtois' DM. Yup, Kevin's wife went full sliding into the DMs and hooked up with Kevin's best friend. The news went public and De Bruyne was devastated. And of course, like any drama worth its salt, Kevin's wife blamed him for the whole affair, claiming he wasn't fulfilling her needs. And what did De Bruyne do? He channeled all his rage into his performance on the pitch. Every time he faced Courtois, it was like watching a man who wanted revenge. Kevin was out for blood, and every goal he scored against Courtois felt like karma in motion. Lastly, let's talk about Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Now, we know Zlatan has a huge ego. He's the guy who thinks he's the answer to every question. But did you know this guy took rivalry to a whole new level? While playing for Juventus, Zlatan faced off against Marco Materazzi of Inter Milan. Marco, being the nice guy he is, just kidding, decided to kick Zlatan in the knee. Big mistake. Zlatan needed revenge, and 3 years later, he finally got it. In the most Zlatan way possible, he hit Marco with a move that sent him straight to the hospital. And Zlatan's response? I've been waiting for this moment for 4 years. Zlatan, ladies and gentlemen, doesn't just score goals. He scores grudges. Football isn't just about scoring goals, it's about scoring points in the game of life. These players aren't just chasing trophies, they're chasing revenge, respect, and the sweet taste of victory over their most hated rivals. So next time you think football players are just friends, remember some of them would rather break your bones than break a sweat.